certainly is a holiday show today because we're going to tell you about, first of all, it's holiday concert time of year. And there are so many incredible concerts going on in the city. We're going to share 3 of those concerts with you here today. But we're also going to get you in the holiday mood when it comes to decor. And my first guest is going to help us with just that. I'm joined by Erin Rochon, interior decorator and owner of Erin Rochon Designs. Welcome, Erin. Great to have you here.
Oh, I'm so happy to be back in studio. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we were talking about that, right? It's so nice to be back in person. And, you know, you've been on the show before, and we talked about your rebranding, but this is another opportunity to talk about it again for viewers that aren't familiar. You have rebranded yourself. Tell us why you decided to do that.
So I had a shop, Bluebird Upcycle, and I was selling DIY products, but I'm so excited to be doing this because this is really what I love being able to do, is to be able to teach people. So I do that through videos, how-tos, give people design tips, but also a really big part of what I'm doing now is teaching people how to create beautiful spaces. And I'm a big believer that everybody should have access to good design. Everyone should be able to have a beautiful space. So one of the things that I love being able to do is to show people how you can have a great space regardless of what your budget is.
Right.
So sometimes I'll go into a home and rather than just getting rid of everything, a lot of times you can go in and you can find pieces that you can either reuse or use in a different way, or even one of my passions is thrifting for items, because you can find such amazing pieces. So that's one of the things that I try to bring to all of my clients and helping them create a beautiful space, regardless if they've got a really great budget, a really big budget, or more of a modest budget.
I'm sure you watch DIY shows, right?
I do,
Like my wife and I are addicted to them, but you must get frustrated sometimes when you see pieces that could be reused and everything's like they bring in and everything's brand new. And I know it's, you know, it's to show it off at the end and they want to use all the bling and everything, but I mean, it must be frustrating for someone like you that says to themselves, oh my God, I could so use that and change it in a way that makes it fit, right?
Yeah, absolutely, because I think there's a couple things. Number one, it saves you money, so that means you can take that money, save there, and splurge on something else.
Right.
The other thing is that it's also environmentally friendly to not just chuck everything out, and I think a lot of times it can be really hard to visualize something. So maybe you've had this old dresser for forever, and after a while you just start to, you don't like it anymore. You're sick of it, but sometimes by just adding a coat of paint or just adding something different to it can really change the whole look. So sometimes people just need to have help to be able to get that visual.
Right, you can give them that vision. That's what you do. That's what you help clients do. Well, we're going to do a little DIY today. Where do you want to start?
So today I wanted to bring in, because the holidays are coming up and we know times are really tough in terms of money, and not everyone has a lot of money to spend on holiday gifts. So I love DIYing. I love doing more high-end DIYs, so I came in with 3 DIYs that are really easy that people can use to create for some of the loved ones in their home, and no one's going to know that you DIY it.
All right, so where do you want to start?
Maybe we'll start actually here. Why don't we start with this moon mirror?
Okay. This is cool.
So this was actually really easy to do. A lot of times you can find these, like the actual mirror at the dollar store or through Amazon, and then either what you could use. For this I used a product called Dixie Belle Mud, but you can use drywall spackle as well. You just add a little bit of texture.
Cool.
I should mention too, I have all of this up on my website and on all my social media channels, so to get the full details you can go there. But this is actually something that I've been seeing quite a lot in design, this kind of whimsical look of mirror, but nobody would know that you DIY'd it. So, and then I just added a little bit of paint.
Got the little craters in there.
Little craters, but this is really great. This is something that I did for the fall, but I think this can be used for any time in a child's room. Really easy to do, and it's very whimsical and fun.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. That is great. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay, so the next one is this bubble vase here. And Derek, have you ever heard the term decor dupe before?
Decor dupe?
Okay,
no.
So what that is that if you find a really great, so this is actually a really expensive dupe on a high-end vase. Now, I found one that was about $350. So what I did is I DIY'd it for much less to get that same kind of look. And I have that again up on my social media. But what I did with this was a vase that I thrifted, just a straight vase.
Right.
I primed it first, and then I just got these little styrofoam balls.
Oh, that's what
And then I just used some construction glue. I just placed them all over the vase. And then I painted it after. You can either spray paint it, or you can just use acrylic paint or chalk paint or whatever it is that you have. You let it dry, and there you go.
Did you paint these first before
Actually,
you put them
what? I kind of did it differently. So rather than doing that, I put them all on, and then I painted it after.
Okay. But I guess you could do it either way, whatever you're more comfortable with.
I guess, you know,
right?
there's ways that you could do it, but it's a really, really easy DIY. And I'm not a huge on measuring, so I did it by eye, but no one would ever know.
It looks great. I love it.
Yes, but
It's
if you
so
take a look,
cool.
it's pretty amazing because this vase looks pretty much exactly like compared to the one that you can find at a really fancy store.
Yeah.
$350. I did this, I think, for under 10.
And you know, you've probably seen these in magazines too, which I really love, is they show, you know, the exact same room right next to each other, and you see, and you know, I can picture this being in, you know, the more affordable room, and then you've got the expensive one on the other side, and oftentimes you cannot guess correctly, right?
No, you can't.
So
and
cool.
all you need to do for a gift, you just pop in something, maybe some festive cotton branches, something like that, and then you can give that as a gift to somebody, and yeah, they would. I'm sure they would love it.
I love it. All right, what's next?
So the very last one is a terrazzo. So terrazzo is huge in design this past year. It's been everywhere. But you can actually make terrazzo coasters, which everyone needs a coaster, especially if you're going over to someone's house over the holidays. This would be a nice little hostess gift.
Yeah.
Little bottle of wine, some coasters. So all you really need, it's super, super easy to do.
Okay.
You just need some air dry clay. Okay.
Yeah.
I had like an old cup, so I rolled out the air dry clay, used a cup
like you
to
use
get
it as
the
a cookie
shape.
cutter kind of.
Yeah, and I let it dry.
idea.
So I brought one in that's kind of half in the process right now. I can show that to you if you want to take a look. So all I did is I painted a coat of white over it. Again, you can use chalk paint, acrylic paint, whatever it is that you have. You paint it, and then you can just draw, because terrazzo is essentially just little chips of tile.
I guess I always call it a mosaic. Is that another term you could use, right?
But the cool thing about this is that you can choose whatever color palette. So I went a little bit more colorful with this.
I love it.
But you can do whatever color palette you want, and then you just use your paint. You can have some fun, and then all you need to do is
So you've just
paint.
drawn on the shape, and then you're just going to fill it in, right?
And then I just fill in the shapes, and then when you're done, I'm doing it super fast, so it's not going to be the best, but you can kind of get an idea of how it's going to look.
And this would be great too, right? Is you could do this with your family if you've got kids that, you know, you want to get them involved in doing something instead of going out and buying something.
Yeah.
I think this is such a great idea.
And it takes the pressure off. This is fun, because one of the other things that I love doing about this is that I have so many people tell me how not creative they are, and I think that is a big fallacy, that it's not true. We all have some creativity.
You're right, because I'm a good example of that. I mean, I'm creative in that, you know, I did theater and drama and that, all that kind of thing, but when it comes to drawing or painting, I think, oh, you know, this is going to be a disaster. And then we did, my wife did this DIY, gave us all canvases last year, and we all got together around the holidays, and we put, you know, extended family came in, and we painted these gnomes. And I thought it was going to be terrible. It actually turned out pretty good. I didn't.
There you go.
I wasn't a disaster.
So
everyone can give it a try.
It's just confidence.
Right.
Yeah.
As you said, you really do help clients, you know, do it, you know, things affordably. Where can they find you?
They can go to my website at erinrochondesign.com, or follow me on TikTok at Erin DIYs It, or on Instagram at Erin Rochon Design. I'm all over the place. So
love having
lots
you
of great
back
stuff.
here.
Thanks
Thank you so much, Erin. Really appreciate it. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you. We'll be right back after this.